For so many of you, this is going to be a life-changing video. A lot of people ask me how to organize their photos because right now it's just a complete mess for them. They have photos on their phone, photos on camera cards. Maybe they have filled up multiple camera cards and they've never taken the photos off. They got photos on the cloud. They have photos everywhere and nothing is organized, and it kind of it freezes them. They don't know what to do. They can't really do anything with their photos because it's such a chaotic mess. So I'm going to take you through these steps, and when you have actually completed these steps, you will be organized. It might take you a little while to get there, but once you're organized, you will be organized forever. It takes very little effort to maintain this at all. And so in the beginning, when everything is chaotic, you really can't do anything because maybe you don't know where your photos are. They're not easy to access. You're just, how motivated are you going to be to make prints or make photo books or, post properly on social media or whatever it is that you really want to do or could do? Who knows what you could do, what your photography could become if it wasn't so chaotic. So once you get organized, then you're going to be full of potential. And with that potential, you'll be able to make beautiful things. Like I say, beautiful prints, things, pictures that you totally forgot about, that you're really proud of, that you can print and hang in your living room or print off and give to a friend or whatever you want to do. There's so many things. I've started a whole new level of photography photo book project where I'm making the books from hand, actually attaching all the pages. It's so fun. I couldn't do this if I wasn't organized. And it's only because I'm organized that I even have this potential to go learn new things. So the very first thing that you need to do is find all the things that you take pictures with. So your phone, it might be your fancy DSLR camera or mirrorless camera, whatever it may be. Maybe you use a GoPro or something like that. If you're really into photography, you probably have 2 or 3 or 4 places where you've got, or things that you use to take photos, and you need to sync the date and the time. And you'll see why later on. As we get organized, it's going to be dependent on date and time. And so if you've got a camera that is set for a date that is 3 years out of date or something like that, like the menu just got reset and you never bothered to update the date and time, your phone probably has the correct time, but maybe your GoPro's off by an hour because you didn't factor in the time change. It's really, you will still be able to get organized, but it's going to be a lot harder if you don't sync the date and time. And you can be off by a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want to be off by hours or by days or by years. You want everything, so sync it all. Do that first. Then you need to decide on one central place that you're going to store all your photos. That might be on the cloud, it might be on your laptop or a desktop computer. It doesn't matter, but you need one place you're going to store them on. It could be an external hard drive or something like that. Whatever it is, just choose one place where you're going to put everything. Now, next, you need to, or now you're ready to start organizing. Once you've got a place that you're going to put everything, you can build the framework for your organization. And here's how I do it, and I'll show you a photo in a moment. So what you want to do is wherever you are, on the cloud, on your laptop, wherever it is, you want to create one folder that is that just says My Pictures or something like that. And then you click on that folder, you go into it, and then it's divided by years. You have a bunch more folders, one for each year, 2020, 2021, 2022, and so on. And then when you click on one of those folders, suppose you click on 2020, you're going to go into it, and there's going to be a folder in there for each month of the year, January, February, March, all the way to the end of the year. And this is where you're going to put your photos. So I'm going to have to find mine. I happen to have mine on an external hard drive. So there we go. right? So it was called Pictures, and then I went into it, and here's all the years. Now, I actually have all my pictures somewhere else, and I actually just at this moment can't access them. So really, I've got like 10, 15 years worth of photos. But for example, if I click on 2020, then here we go. There's all the folders for the year. And so what happens is every once in a while, I go to my camera card or I go to my phone or whatever I'm taking pictures with. I've got 3 or 4 cameras on the go that I take pictures with under different circumstances. And I'll go and I will take all the photos off of that device, off my phone, off the camera, and I will dump them in the appropriate folder. I will look at the dates on the folders, and I might have 1,000 photos that I'm taking off a camera card, and I will just select and I'll select all the photos, let's say from March, and there could be 70 photos, there could be 270, there could be 900, but they'll all get highlighted, selected, and I will either copy and paste them or cut them and paste them, cut them off the phone and paste them into this folder. And a lot of people wonder, well, how do you get your pictures off your phone if you want to get them onto a laptop if you're not using the cloud? What I do, this is an iPhone, and I plug it in to my computer, and then you'll see what happens here. So the first thing is I go to the folder on my computer that is called My Computer, or on this new computer I have, it's called this, the folder is called This PC, but it's kind of like the most basic starting point folder on your computer, and it's the one that gives you access to your hard drive and stuff like that. So you can see here that once I plugged it in, I now have access to my phone, and so I click on that, and this is what it looks like. It just says internal storage. We're into my phone now, and then when I click on that, we see DCIM, which is a photo folder. You're probably going to see this on your camera cards and stuff like that as well. So I'm sure you've seen this before. And then when you click on that, all these folders have photos in them. So I would go into these photos or these folders one at a time. And we've got like 6 months worth of photos here, maybe even more than that. And so it's going to take me a while to get caught up. It's a new phone. We haven't even emptied it yet. But what I would do is I'd go into these folders one at a time, select all the photos from January, cut them, and paste them into my January folder. And what's going to go in that January folder is my iPhone photos, I have an Olympus Tough camera that I use. Those photos will go in there. I have a Fuji camera that I use, so that's going to go in there. Everything I use to take photos is going to go into that January folder, or February, or whatever month it may happen to be. Okay, so all our cameras are synced with the date and the time. We have one central place. For me, it's my laptop, where I put all my photos. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not my laptop. It's an external hard drive where I put all my folders. It used to be my laptop, but there's no room on my laptop anymore for photos. I have too many. So we've got our one central place that we're going to keep our photos. We've organized by creating one folder where all the pictures are in. When you click on that folder, you're going to see all the different years that you've been taking pictures. When you click on any given year, you're going to see all the months of that year. And when you click on any month, all the photos you've taken with any camera, any device, any phone, whatever, they're going to be in that folder. And now you are organized. Now, all you have to do, if you're searching back for an old photo, so you just have to remember, well, what year was that in, and what month was it? If I'm looking for an old photo of one of my kids, from really early on in their childhood, infanthood, or something like that, I just have to think, okay, they were 2 years old. Maybe that was 2013. It was summertime. Might have been May, June, July, August. Might take me a couple minutes to find the photo, but not that long. And you may think, oh, you have to remember dates. Boy, that's going to be hard to remember when I took every picture. Believe me, I've been doing this for a long time, and it's not that hard. You'll train your mind to remember. And what's easier, organizing things by date or just not being organized, being chaotic? If chaos helps you, I don't think you'd be watching this video. For most of us, we need some order. Now, what if you don't necessarily take a whole lot of pictures and you don't want to organize things by month, I recommend you organize them by year. And alternatively, you could organize them by project. And that's the way I used to do it before I had kids, is I would say, you click on the folder for 2020 and you go in and it says Alice Cooper concert or summer festival or nature walk at Bon Echo Park or whatever. Because maybe I only took my camera out, you know, I don't know, 10 times a year or something like that. I would just take it out on big occasions, camping trips, stuff like that, Christmas. And so I organize things. There was a folder for Christmas, a folder for camping, stuff like that. But once I had kids and I was photographing every single day, if you're photographing daily or weekly, you're probably going to want to use the year and month folders. Okay, now you need to learn, of course, how to connect each camera to your computer or to the cloud or whatever it is that you're using. So I plug my phone into my laptop, and from there it transfers to my hard drive because I also plug my hard drive into my laptop. So I know how to plug the phone in and access the photos. I know how to plug my cameras in. If I need to plug in camera cards, I know how to do that. So just learn how to use each device, and then you know how to do it, and then it's easy to get organized. Also, you're going to want to stay organized with editing. So I use Lightroom to edit, and what I do is, again, you can see over here, I have all these folders. Really, I import my folders from my hard drive to Lightroom. So however I organize things on my computer or hard drive, that's how they get organized in Lightroom as well. It just copies right over. And so you can see I've got all these years here going all the way back, a long way, not to the beginning of my life, but it goes back there a ways. And then when you click on the year, I can access any of the months. I can kind of access the whole year at once, or I can access any given month. And what I do, I have thousands of photos from each month. You can see like August, 6,300 photos, September, 4,000 photos, February was a light month with only 667 photos. So you do not want to be face to face with every single photo every single time you open Lightroom or whatever you edit with. So what I do is I import the photos, and then once a week, once a month, whatever, just whenever I feel like sifting through my photos and editing. And what I do is I put a flag on my photos that I actually like and might want to edit or print or something like that. And so you can see that even though in 2019 I took 35,000 photos, once I finish flagging them, there's only 1,600 that are actually flagged. And then what I do sometimes is I mark some of them with stars, like a 5-star photo. It is just sort of my favorite photos that really stand out, or photos I use for a project or something. You can see a bunch of blue photos highlighted blue here. I highlight in yellow. And these are just different ways of, now I can bring up just the photos that are flagged and yellow. And then let's see how many that is going to be for the total year. It is going to be 200. So even with my editing program, my photos are further organized in the sense of, here are the pictures I would actually want to edit or keep or do anything with. Here are my favorites of those pictures. Here are those ones I used for a photo book project or whatever. I can create labels or tags in Lightroom, so I can really stay organized in Lightroom. Finally, you want to back up your photos twice, meaning you've got your central place, and let's just pretend it's your laptop where all your photos are stored. What happens if that laptop crashes? You've lost everything. So you need to go out and buy a little external hard drive, such as the one in this photo, where you can keep all your photos on it. And I recommend having 2 of these, so backing up your photos twice. What I do is all my photos are on one big external hard drive. Okay, that's where all my photos live. Now, I have a little hard drive like this that I back all those photos up to. So if my big wireless hard drive crashes, then I still have another hard drive. But I think to myself, what if I go out for the day and my 2 hard drives are sitting at home and the house burns down? Now I have no hard drives. So I have a third hard drive. First hard drive is the main one that I use day to day. The second hard drive is a backup. The third hard drive is another backup, and I keep it at my mother-in-law's. So if anything happens to my house, I have photos backed up at my mother-in-law's house. What are the odds that something's going to happen to my house and her house? I mean, it would have to be an end-of-the-world, apocalyptic doomsday scenario, in which case I'm probably never going to need my photos ever again anyways. But when you keep them, back them up at least once, twice if you can, and then you know that they're protected. Personally, I don't use the cloud because I just have way too many photos. It would cost me too much money. But the cloud might be a good option for you for backing up. So there we go. We're done. If you follow these steps, you are organized. You have gone from chaos to order. You now have all this potential to do beautiful things with your photographs. You're organized. Even at the level of editing, you're organized. You know what to do, how to plug in all your devices. Your photos are backed up. They're safe and sound, and you can get your mind off of this and go and grow in your creativity.